How has your sound evolved from your first project?
I think that it's truly been an evolution since my first project. Um, Everything from learning how to write songs on my own, just building the confidence, having the confidence to walk into a studio and not wait for anybody else to, write records with me, and just, believe in my own talent, to um, strengthening my vocals and my vocal ability, working with my vocal coach, and really pushing myself to sing uncomfortable notes and be in uncomfortable keys to push that as far as I could go. So I feel like X Tapes really displays the growth vocally and lyrically of how much I've grown since Nearly Civilized. Yeah.
So, paint us a picture of X Tapes. What does it symbolize to you?
X Tapes is just a classic story of, a raw heartbreak. It's nothing special. It's nothing, it's not a story that you haven't heard. It's a collection of stories that we've all been through. And not even stories, I feel like more so moments, moments that we've all been through. Chrome is speaking of a moment that, you kind of go crazy in your head. You're just like ready to do whatever because you feel like somebody's taking advantage and going too far and crossing the line. So I don't think that that's necessarily a full story. I feel like these are moments, that we go through, moments that, from being triggered by somebody that we care about.
And as far as how you sequence these moments, how does this story start and end as far as X Tapes goes?
Well, it truly started with Space. I wrote Space at the beginning of the end of a breakup when I knew the end was near. I could see, what was getting ready to happen. And so that's the true beginning of X Tapes, is Space. But in the storyline, that from beginning to end, song-wise, we start with Rain, which is, a happier moment because I didn't want it to, everything bad starts out as good. It's only bad now because at one time it was good. So with Rain, this is not somebody new that I'm talking about. This is somebody that you're already familiar with. It's that one person that, gives you butterflies and, you want things to work out, but you kind of know that it's no good for you, but you're still gonna push that limit and see how far you can take it. And you're kind of letting that person know, like, don't play with me, man, but you're already too deep in it. It's already too fun. You're willing to take that risk. So that's the beginning of X Tapes, song-wise.
And where does it end for you, or does it end?
X Tapes is definitely a to be continued moment. Because what are we doing? We're always falling in and out of love. We're always experiencing love. So, I feel like as long as that's happening, I always have space to add to the story. But in this first volume, we ended, on a note of heartbreak on the West Side, and that's like, you know, it's a wrap, and it's like just literally what it's talking about, you know, getting your heart broken on the West Side. Like that's as real as it gets. It's just like, damn, like I'm fucked up over you. Like this is, you know, this is the end, and like I'm really sitting in that moment, you know. And I think that sometimes we just try to like move past that so fast and not like try to understand it and be okay with it, and you know, like what is it called, acknowledge those feelings too, because that's, you know, that's the only way you're going to be able to grow. Otherwise, I feel like that's how we tend to stay in those cycles. So I think that, you know, X tapes for me is like a true healing process as well, because sometimes when we don't take the lessons from, you know, these relationships, we find the same person in you know, the next person. So yeah.
Sounds like lessons on heartbreak. Do you have any other advice that you give for anybody going through heartbreak like that?
Man, my only advice for someone going through heartbreak is, you know, well, I have two things. A, this is not the end of the world. But B, you know, don't close yourself off to love just because you went through this, because, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here for love, and we're here to grow and learn. So, you know, take the lesson. You know, you didn't take an L, you took a lesson. That's it.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna dive into the vibe of the project. Your videos go from 2000s house party vibes to riding drop tops in South Central. Who or what inspires you on your videos?
I'm always inspired by LA culture. You know, you can't help it when you're a LA baby. Like, you know, the culture has always inspired me though, and like, you know, the gang culture, just watching everybody from Snoop and Dre to, you know, the new guys, YG, Kendrick, all those guys. It's like that's just something that I've always wanted to continue to emulate and add to the culture. So yeah.
No, that makes sense. So you touched on it a little bit, but Rain was a smooth, sultry vibe, and Nights I Cry was a little more in your face and letting your emotions spill. Which direction are you going with the rest of X tapes?
Like, you're asking for the continuation?
Yeah.
Well, this is a little insider, but you know, what's the next part of the story? She's triumphant, she's resilient, so she got to move on, you know. So that's the next part of X tapes, is those moments that she has moving on. Everything from, you know, just kind of like really finding yourself again, to, you know, really getting that confidence and being a bad bitch again, and maybe even finding new love. Who knows?
So let's get back to the live single you dropped called Chrome. What made you want to do a live version instead of a studio version?
Well, the odds were not on our side for the original version. We had some discrepancies, so, but that was one of my favorite songs that we wrote. So I was definitely determined to use it in some way, and we had already talked about doing some type of live performance, giving my fans something different that they haven't experienced with me. And my vocal coach just suggested, like, why don't we remake Chrome into a live version so you can keep the lyrics that you wrote, keep the song, and give people a live experience. So it worked out. It worked out for the better. I feel so much more connected to this version. So yeah, that was dope.
That's great. You touched on the lyrics. You say in it that your man makes you want to go and grab the Chrome. What drives you to that point?
I think I haven't been in this place in a while, but I would have to say someone undermining my intelligence. I feel like I'm a very open person. I feel like I'm a very understanding person. So I feel like, if we on whatever we on, and we should be, able to communicate with each other. And if we're communicating and, you still doing your thing and I have to find out in some other way, then it's like, okay, like, you trying to play. So then, we might gotta see about that.
So there's a lot of moments on X Tapes, but if you had to pick one song that captures the entire essence, which one would you pick?
All for Nothing. All for Nothing.
What's special about All for Nothing too?
What isn't special about All for Nothing, man? Like, let's just start from the beginning. Jasmine, she wrote this incredible record, and I remember when I heard it, it was like in a batch of songs that I was listening to of hers, and I was just like, automatically, like, I knew how special that was, and I was like, please send me this, like, I need to cut this record. And when I went to the studio, the song was so intimidating to me. I was just like, okay, like, I think I told the engineer, like, we're probably gonna need a couple days to, like, record this, so just bear with me, but I really, really want this song. It really speaks to me. It just, explains, like you said, it was like, this is the song that explains it all. And, the studio night was like magical. We recorded it all in that one session. And we really didn't have to go back and touch up on too many things. So that's just how I knew it was like, it was meant to be. And when we heard it, we just all, were looking at each other, got chills. And I've never experienced that feeling with music. Like, I've had other feelings, but that particular feeling that I had with All for Nothing, it was definitely special and different. So,
Seems very special.
yeah.
Which song are the women gonna gravitate to the most?
All for Nothing,
That's the one.
because it got those bars.
Oh yeah. Which one do you think the guys are gonna gravitate to?
All for Nothing, because it got those bars.
Hey. Alright. Are we getting any more music videos?
Hell yeah.
Alright. Can we expect any features?
Hell yeah.
And what's one message you want listeners to take from X Tapes?
If you could take one message from X Tapes, it would be to love yourself and always believe in you. It starts with you, it ends with you. God is within you, love is within you. So you already have everything within you to do anything that you want, get anything that you want, anything that you desire. And so love yourself.
California.